I'll tell you one politician I think is a real stand-up politician is Senator Ted Cruz. And yeah, I think Ron Paul's pretty good. I mean, somehow he's not like the answer. He's not the answer. So if everybody focuses in behind Ron Paul, it's not a perfect thing to do. I'll put it that way. I really can't like totally knock him or anything like that. I'm definitely not going to. But he's not the answer. I think Senator Ted Cruz actually stands up on his own 2 feet a lot more too, and he's basically publicly stating to the Republican establishment, let's be clear, I don't trust the Republicans. That's what he says, right? And he's also been very good at standing up to Dianne Feinstein, who is obviously not a Republican but a Democrat, about the gun issues and everything like that, and her just jumping like with salivating breath that, when there was an incident with the Sandy Hook shooting, she was like, almost like, oh, good, I could do gun control now. That was almost like her attitude. And he fought her back well, because gun control actually would be a bad thing. And guns in the hands of individuals saves lives overall. That is a fact. But Ted Cruz refused to play ball with the establishment Republicans like John McCain. I don't want to get too much. I'm going to say this one thing about politics in general. It's probably not cool to get too political. I'm going to say a couple things, but the thing you want to do is this, because you don't want to like focus in all your energy behind one person. You basically want to throw out the established machine. That's what you want to do. You don't have to get all emotional and run after things and run this way and chant slogans and give all kinds of money. You just got to throw out the established machine. A lot of times, say people are more, and I'm not really super conservative, because I think some of these social programs are very good, because some people really need help. So I think sometimes conservatives are really freaking mean. So I'm not really 100% conservative either. But I think sometimes these social programs are very necessary. You got to be careful how to implement it. But usually they'll take quote unquote conservative, and he's not. He's basically there'll be somebody who's going to establish money, but people will vote for him because the guy they'll put up on the other side is like so flat out communistic that they got to vote, for the establishment conservative. You know what I say to that? The hell with both of them. I know. I get a lot of dirt thrown at me about, well, you're throwing your vote away, and then you're causing the worst of the two to win. I say, you know what I say to that? Screw it. If enough people do it, you just mess the whole thing up. It's like they're telling you what the parameters are. Pick choice A or choice B. You know what? You got choice C, D, E, and F. That's simple. Actually, if a lot of people did that, man, that would really screw up the powers that be, if you want to call it that way, without, the emotional garbage and all the politics. You just basically want to keep the power off of you. That's really what it is. You want to keep it cool. You want to keep it chill. People do their own thing. But, it looks like Ted Cruz is really kind of bucking the establishment in the Republicans. And John McCain he is a major establishment Republican to the max. Going back, a lot of people, man, I don't know if they realize, the USS Forrestal, or they used to nickname it, they still nickname it the USS Forest Fire. I don't know how well these allegations are proven, but they're well proven to me. But basically, John McCain at that time was a young pilot playing hotshot, and that's really led to that accidental incident that occurred on the USS Forrestal that killed so many people. And they took him right off of that ship right away because they were afraid of what his fellow shipmates might have done to him. Yeah, he's connected, man. That guy's, John McCain's from Big Buck's family, with all that kind of garbage, Navy admirals and stuff. And, if I remember reading, because I'm pretty well read going way back, like before the internet was around. I used to read alternative media. Basically, a lot of it was accuracy in the media was a good rag. He used to come in the mail. And Reed Irvine. Actually, I corresponded with him a few times because I really considered alternative media at that time to be truly liberal. He considered himself a conservative, but I says, no, you're not a conservative. You're a liberal. A liberal actually is a good thing. It's like they turned that word around and they made it into like a communist dictator, basically. But actually, liberal is a good thing. It's like people do what they want, hands off, laissez-faire policy and that type of stuff. I'm more like a liberal conservative, I guess you would call it. But, I don't really get into this politics thing, but I just like throwing a machine out. And McCain is actually part of that machine. If I look back, a lot of people don't remember, they probably don't remember the name, if you could probably look it up on the internet, Michael Bench. He was a POW and during Vietnam. He wrote numerous articles that I read later on about when he still had POWs from Vietnam, still in Vietnam, and John McCain was the head of the POW committee. And basically the allegations are that he was basically, hiding the whole deal so big bucks money can get in there and sell timeshares on the beach for Vietnam, to Vietnam, vacations to Vietnam, manufacturing like Nike shoes can get in there. Because if, was holding up the normalization between the countries in the United States and Vietnam was the POW issue. So McCain, being a former POW, was put in charge of the POW committee. This guy basically makes me want to throw up. He thinks he's a really, conservative acting type person. And I don't even know what the hell conservative means, but a lot of times conservatives in my, I don't know, I guess I lean conservative, but a lot of times conservatives in my book are just plain old mean as all hell, But it looks like Ted Cruz is telling the establishment Republicans go take a hike. I'm listening to what's right. I'm making my own decisions. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. And the hell with it. Actually, these are the kind of people we need to elect. And if choice A and B is not that, you go for C. And not enough people are doing that. I do. I've been doing that for a while. I've been saying, I went with other party so many times, man. And, but very few people do that. And, a lot of times these conservatives, I'm more like a lean conservative, but some of these conservatives are freaking so screwed up too. So, I can't really go with either one of them. But I got to say one thing. This is cool that Ted Cruz is doing this because, a lot of people are worried about, Ron Paul's not around anymore. Well, I don't think Ron Paul would have saved the deal. But people like Ted Cruz, I actually think he's got a better character in him. He's got more balls to stand up to the bullshit. That's my opinion on it anyway. May not be the right opinion, but there is no right opinion. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. I just think Ted Cruz got more balls than Ron Paul. He'll stand up to shit better. That's the kind of people you need, man. And if Team A and Team B are both in with the coots, with the establishment, don't be afraid to vote Team C. Now, the way I look at it, I'd say, of the people even bother to vote, 99% of them don't vote for other. So, if I reach some more people that are conservative or liberal or whatever the hell they are, and they decide to change their vote to other, that actually throws a monkey wrench in the problem right there, where you got the powers that be, the money power, whatever the hell it is that controls both big parties. That throws a monkey wrench into them big time. That's what you need to do. And not get we got to get behind this candidate and that candidate. Nah, just be chill about it. They're both screwed up. Don't be afraid to vote other. Other sometimes is the best choice, Neither one of those two. That's what you do. Don't be afraid to do it. Because I have basically, skipped both parties many times. So, it just, the problem is most people won't do that. I don't know what it is. I think they're afraid to or what. Nobody knows who the hell you vote for anyway. So, but who the hell knows? Maybe they're manipulating electronic votes, but you really can't figure that stuff. So that's the only way to fight them. Stay outside the parameters that the establishment sets up for you. Go for it other.